What's going on, Dean?
Yo.
You was getting me worried for a little bit. I didn't know if it was gonna work.
I had to go to my apartment to get the connection.
Okay, I feel you. So, welcome to Talented Tuesdays, everybody. This is Talented Tuesdays, airing every Tuesday at 8 p.m. on your Instagram live station. You know, it's a good thing I started early because we actually starting on time right now. So, y'all know me. I'm QuiySpeaks, your host for Talented Tuesdays, which is brought to you by the GoldenKey Foundation, developing leaders one step at a time. This week we have my dean, Will Walker, on as a guest to tell us a little bit about his brand, Banni Peru. And, you know, Will, if you could just get us started with telling your story and how you got to creating Banni Peru.
All right, well, I started back in 2016. Right before I came to Atlanta, I had made T-shirts. It was 18 T-shirts for $180. During that time, me moving out here, like me being promoting wise, I gave 18 T-shirts away to people that had a top following on Instagram. Then after that, folks started, to request it. I had their olive green, and at that time, people was wondering why did I do that color? Because I knew that wave was about to hit. I knew that whole little army little phase was about to come out. Later on down the line, I started doing jumpers. I went into a wholesale deal with somebody who was taking their time. That's why I don't really like wholesales. They take their time with their products. And then I was just smacking my label on there. Grommet shirts had came out. That's the shirts with like the strings and all that. And I was killing the streets with that, like nonstop. But I wasn't really having the main crowd to the guys. Guys like, okay, that's just a regular T-shirt. They got a name on it. October hit around October 2016. I stopped the whole brand. I just like, all right, this is it. I started working at Bloomingdale's. Left Bloomingdale's, started working at Saks Fifth Avenue. Saks Fifth Avenue, I was picking up, like strategies and how they work in retail and, the games of retail. So got into some things at Saks Fifth Avenue, and whereas though it led me not to have a job, I told myself that, like, me working for somebody, they can let you go anytime they want to let you go. It doesn't matter. So with that being said, I told myself that I will not work for anybody. I will find hustles, to maintain and pay my bills, which I did, which was like doing resumes and cover letters and stuff like that.
So we got a lot of people that just joined in. I just want to remind them, a lot of these people that I see is joining in for the first time. This is Talented Tuesdays. I don't know if y'all know, but as you join in, if you have some questions that you want to ask Will, feel free to comment below, ask those questions, and I'm going to get them in there and ask the questions, or even if you see it, you can answer the questions, Will. But when you was talking about that hiatus that you took in 2016, were you going through extreme levels of doubt, not in just yourself, but your brand? And then what did you tell yourself, or how did you get yourself out of that rut to, to continue going with Banni Peru?
All right, so first of all, Banni means to be an outcast in French. It means that you don't fit in. So with that being said, I wanted a clothing line it stands out. That's Banni Peru. Like, that's not someone else's clothing line. That's not any other, how can I say it without being shady? That's not a clothing line, it's a norm. You feel what I'm trying to say? It's easy for me to smack a name on a shirt and say this is my brand, or just because I have a name in the city doesn't mean that I'm going to sell. Because at the end of the day, I can't get upset if people don't want to buy from my brand because that's their money. You feel what I'm trying to say? So at that time, I did kind of get upset. I said, well, you can't get upset at people that don't support you. They're not supporting you because they're not your friend, or they just don't like the things that or the product that you're putting out. So you take time and you think and you get a plot plan and you wing it. When I first came back out October 29th of 2017, I call it shortchange. I shortchanged myself because I thought I would sell out like December. Like, okay, I finished this first bulk by December. I sold out in less than 48 hours. You feel what I'm trying to say? And I never knew it, that I would do something like that. So with the strategy that I use is when you do get your clothes, it's not about your name. It's how you sell it. It's how you style your photo shoot. When you walk into a department store and you see a mannequin, you get visuals and you say, "Oh, I want that because that don't look crazy on there," or "I know I can finesse it and put my own little spin to it." You feel what I'm trying to say?
Mm. So what's like the strategy that you use? I know you say you go into like a store, you might see a vision, or you might have a vision. So like, what's the strategy of taking that vision and then putting it into action? Like, do you have a game plan? Do you draw a lot of things? What's the main game plan?
My designs, I draw my designs, and then I send them to my guy that's in New York, and we Skype, we FaceTime, and we go step by step, like samples by samples. Like this spring line, it was a lot of samples that was done, and I said no, it looks basic. You feel me? I'm trying to say? I don't want nothing that looks basic. I want something that's going to stand out. So when I draw and send her my stuff, I'm not the best drawer. You know what I'm trying to say? Or I'm not artistic, but they get where I'm going at. And then when I convert that to my manufacturer, and we're conversing, through WeChat or what's the other thing we use WeChat or we use WhatsApp. WeChat is faster because it's faster connection for them. We sit and like right here, we sit and we pick out fabrics. They send me a fabric book. And I can pick the fabrics out myself, whereas though I know exactly how that fabric feels, exactly what color I want or what color scheme, like for the coats, for example. This is how I figure out what jackets I wanted or what textures I wanted for the fabric. Far as sweatsuits and stuff like that, all this is right here. So I'm really getting the stuff that I want for myself. You feel what I'm trying to say? It's not like they're picking it for me. I tell them, oh, I want number 22 or I want number 30, just so they know, like, and I feel the textures. If I feel like it's too thick or too thin or too cheesy, I tell them, no, I don't want it. You feel what I'm saying? That's how I get good quality out of my clothes.
So, all right, so we got some comments. We got people saying, Cheney in the building. Of course, a lot of people didn't know that you're a product of Cheney. I'm a product of Cheney as well. So, like, just real quick, tell people about how if Cheney did play any influence on creating the brand, or if you had a lot of support from Cheney people as well, and getting Banni Peru out there.
Let me say this: Cheney made me a hustler. Going to Cheney, being the first HBCU, it made me go hard. Like people that went to school with me or had some semesters with me, I was selling candy apples, cell phone cases, water ice, cheese pretzels. I'm trying to say I was doing anything to make something on campus and make it a living. It made me a hustler. Me graduating from the college, okay, I went to CNN and it didn't work out for me. I didn't want to work for nobody, I always wanted to be a news host or a radio host because I got a personality voice. But at the end of the day, you never know what you want until you go get when you finally get it, and then you're like, damn, this is not for me. So Cheney gave me that criteria, know how to do a resume or how to do a cover letter. That brought me revenue off of just that. You know what I'm trying to say? So many people that I can vouch for, and it's safe to say, got jobs because of my resume. I tell them, study this resume, and you're going to get this job. Even if you fake it to make it, it don't matter. In this society, in this world that we live in, you don't have to work anywhere, but on that paper, you tell them that you work there. And that's just a tip for me. You have to finesse to get your goals sometime. I don't think if I went to Cheney, you wouldn't have been my frat brother, or I wouldn't be on this live right now. We wouldn't probably know each other from a can of paint. So with that being said, is Cheney played a major role as far as meeting people, but far as like, and this me just being real. A lot of people from Cheney threw me shade, when I was doing resumes, or why is he doing that, or it was a lot of hateful comments. I had a fake page from Cheney that sent me all types of stuff, and we're gonna call the cops, and it was all this dumb shit, but I didn't let that affect me. So now I don't hold grudges towards people that talk crazy about me or stuff like that. I want them to see that you can leave this HBC to be your own come up and your own hustle without getting grants, without getting loans, or without having investors. Because the key is investors need you. You don't need them. You got to think about it. So I'll be happy to, like when I do go to like homecomings, a lot of people say, I'm so proud of you, you know. This May weekend, everybody that doubted me, you know, or had something negative to say, I can only smile. And I can only smile. I know they seeing the social media and stuff like that. I can only laugh and smile, keep my head up, because one thing I hate is not going to stop me. You know, no negativity. When you allow negativity to come in your life, because you got a brand now. Just like you have a brand, you got to protect your brand. So you can't be that negative person or that person that they want you to be because they so used to you. Everybody know the old. I'm used to snapping and I ain't had no pics. But when you mature and you grow, it kills them even more to say, oh, he's not really responding to negativity. I can't do that. I protect my brand, you know. I do want to, you know, once I'm at that level, I want to get back to Cheney. You know, let them know that you have somebody that's almost $1 million brand and it's facts and it's on paper that you can be that person. And I want them to know that you really can make it. Like, you know, and Cheney did play a lot of roles. I met a lot of people, you know, a lot of folks that's not in Cheney, but through Greek life support me, you know. Right. They'll buy something or a t-shirt or come to a pop-up shop. Some folks even came to New York, you know what I'm saying? So that was a blessing right there that, you know, you have New York family from Cheney that comes out and supports you or put a word out there. Like my dean's from New York. He came out to the pop-up shop that I have and a few frat brothers, some people that I knew from Cheney that, you know, from Brooklyn or Harlem and stuff like that. So to answer that question.
Right. So do you have like, I remember you talking about, you know, grants and getting like scholarships and stuff on, besides the school tip, like in terms of like your brand, you know, a lot of people need like business loans or grants from other people to get started. Do you have any advice for people? Because you said they need you. Is there any advice that you can give people to make themselves stand out or to help themselves stand out to help
I say this.
Candidate?
If you got a brand, right? And you wanna, most manufacturers you gotta do 100 in bulk. You wanna do a t-shirt, you wanna do a swim line. Once you pay for a sample's like $100 at the most, boom. Then they tell you, okay, this sample right here, you gotta get 100 of these, but we're gonna charge you. One of my samples is one of my products is like $38, but you gotta get 100 of them. So that's $3,000 that you have to invest in yourself, basically. So you if you want to just do that one thing, if you a hustler and go get it, go do that. And this is a sidebar. When people say folks don't support Philly, that's not the case. It's about supporting yourself. If you don't go out there and meet new people, because let me tell you something. The people that already got this mindset of who you are, that's not going to change. So you can't try to please them. You have to go to a newer crowd to get that, you know, to get that energy from a new crowd. You can't try to, I'm trying to sell a rag to a adapter. That adapter don't like me. So I'm not trying to put in his head, oh, you got to buy this or I'm changing. No, so you follow a new crowd. It's not always about who's popular. Because like I said, I was selling T-shirts and I had a name in Philly. People knew who I was, but I wasn't selling because it looked basic. You feel what I'm trying to say? So when I say you got to have a mindset, my mindset and my strategy, I give a little hint. Powerhouse and Homecoming is always around the same time. When I dropped the orange sweatsuit, people like, is that the only color they're going to have? Yeah. Right now, because orange pop out. Orange is it's bright. You're going to see it. So when you walk in a concert with thousands of people, that orange sweatsuit pop out. People want to know where you got that sweatsuit from because it's orange and it got detail to it. So then a couple days later, you sell out. I sold out. I had other designers and people, local designers in Philly, that supported me like, yo, this joint is tough. You get different visions and different ideas. So with that being said is, what I'm working on now, quiet as a cat, October 28th, I plan on opening a store in Philly. I had a situation where people called me Hollywood. To change that, let me get Philly a store. Philly want a store. Y'all really want to support me? I know in a retail place, people don't come in and out of stores like that. But the amount of support that I had been getting is like, you have to spend money to make money. I want to buy my store. I don't want to rent my store because if I'm late on a payment, the government can take that away from me. That's not your store no more. Whether if a store don't work out, I'm gonna change this store to a daycare. If a daycare don't work out, I'm gonna change this to a group home. If a group home don't work out, I'm gonna change this to a hair salon. Why? Because that's my property. That's my store. So you invest in yourself. You feel what I'm saying? You invest in your brand. Whether this
Froze over here. Is it just me or did Will freeze on y'all end too? Waiting for him to come back. I'm not seeing anything. Yo, I think Will lost his connection. I'm gonna try and get him back though. Let's see what we can do. But feel free in the meantime while I'm getting Will back. I see a lot of comments, but feel free to ask some questions too. Anything that come to your mind, ask some questions for Will to answer as well. And for those that just tuned in, this is Talented Tuesdays, airing every Tuesday on your Instagram live station from the GoldenKey Foundation at TGK_Foundation. My name is QuiySpeaks. I host Talented Tuesdays every Tuesday. And what we're doing is we're looking for people with different talents. We got Will on today because his talent is his branding, and Banni Peru is really popping out for those who jumped on because of Will. Y'all know this. So, we have poets, we have rappers, we have singers, all kinds of talents that get on the show and tell their story and everything like that. So, he's too ice cold. That's why he froze. That is. I'm still waiting for Will to get on here. Yeah, man. I really hope we can get Will back on here. So, for those who don't know how I know Will, I know him since my freshman year at Cheney. He was my dean my sophomore year, and he really brought me up into the frat. But not only that, just seeing how he moved and seeing how hungry he was for his own personal growth and trying to become a better person and become a better him. That only drove me even more because I constantly see him putting his brand out there, finding different kinds of hustles. He said he was selling meals on campus, to T-shirts, to start doing resumes when he graduated, to this and that. And just seeing that constant positivity from him only made me want to be more positive and to create a brand of my own and to flow with that. Here we go. Back on. So he's getting back on now. But yeah, just seeing how Will work really made me see a different light. But yeah, we lost you for a minute.
Yeah, my fault.
Oh, good, man. You got some people saying how proud they are of you since freshman year. You showed a lot of growth. Miss AKA saying you so ice cold, that's why you froze. I got some comments there. But so we were talking about your growth and having that faith in your brand to where you only show to your investors that they need to invest in you instead of going to your investors asking for an investment.
Yeah, I don't really. You don't.
Off at you kind of froze.
All right, I put like this. My investor did reach back out to me. You feel what I'm saying? And I was always told never burn bridges because you never know who you may need in the future. But I put it like this: if God wanted me to have an investor, He would have made that happen the first go round. You feel what I'm saying? And point blank, period. I don't. Like I would say, you investors need you. You don't need them. You know what I'm saying?
And like you said, it's also just a matter of just telling yourself, like you said, if an investor needs you, you don't need them, and you also just gotta tell yourself that this is going to work. If you always full of doubt, if your mind is full of doubt, then you only going to be hurting yourself. But if you full of positivity and tell yourself, this is going to work out, then like you said, it's only going to happen. God, like the universe, is God's ears. So things that you put out into the universe, God going to make it happen, like you said. And you can definitely see that truth in your case.
Right.
So, but do you have any like designs that, if you got any previews that you want to sneak and show people some previews of what they can expect for like the spring? Because you was killing the winter in the fall, but I know springtime coming soon, and I know you got some things dropping. If you want,
I could show y'all a little preview. Hold on, I'm about to get your live popping real quick. I'm gonna post. Jump on. Interview with what is it, bro? TGK
_foundation.
Yeah, so I'm about to tell them to show them a little sneak peek.
And this is like a quick icebreaker. So this is what I ask people every week while we waiting for people to get on. So every week I ask this question: if you had one choice to pick a pill, the blue pill, red pill. The blue pill would be you will go forward 10 years and you instantly have $5 million. And then the blue pill, you take that and you go back 10 years, but you know everything that you know now. Which pill would you take, to go forward or to go backwards?
Say that again.
The blue pill, you go backwards 10 years and you know everything that you know now to this day. And then the red pill, you take that and you go forward 10 years, but you have $5 million in your bank account. Would you rather take the red pill or the blue pill?
The blue pill is $5 million, right?
That's the red pill. Blue pill, you go back, but you know everything that you know now.
And the red pill is the $5 million, right?
Yep, and you go forward 10 years.
I take the $5 million because I don't go backwards, I go forwards. So anything that I probably had that 5 million plus some. You feel what I'm saying? With the mindset that I got. Me going back, trying to rekindle and trying to relive a life that I already lived, I'll be miserable because I know me. Okay, I know how to do it. I want to do this. I want to do that. And it's already right there because why? I know the foundation of it versus me not knowing anything. 10 years from now, that I can change that 5 with the mindset I got. I can make that 5 million to 100 million. Promise you. Just like I turned.
That's an interesting perspective. You're the first person that actually said they would go forward. Everybody else said they would go backwards. Just for the fact that they don't want to lose time. Or some people said that they can just make a bunch of bets with the knowledge that they know now, or all kinds of stuff. But you're definitely the first person who said the red pill.
My thing is like this, like, let me say, will we in February?
Yeah, we in March. We in March now.
All right, I can show you, like, since this year, and I don't, this is a sneak. Since this year, wait, where? Okay, products. It's not letting me, like, show y'all anything. Point of sale.
So we do got a question while you look for that.
What's the question?
So my little page said that you said you've always been a hustler. What made you finally decide a clothing brand being that brand that you wanted to dedicate yourself to? Like, what made that stick out of all the other hustles that you had?
All right, so when I was in college or even growing up, people always ask me, "Are you gonna be a fashion designer, or do you go to school for a fashion?" Walking on campus, I'm not, being boasty or nothing like that. I was one of the flyest motherfuckers on that campus. You feel what I'm trying to say? And people will always ask me, what's your major, fashion? I'm like, no, I don't. Me personally, I don't think you have to go to school for fashion. I heard that is a hard major, but I like to talk. I like to intervene. I like to, trying to say, to answer that question, just to piggyback off of me going to college, me having my degree taught me how to be a brand ambassador, a PR rep. I can do all that by myself because I have a degree for that. So I can do a PR it's not when I reach out to celebrities reach out to me. You know what I'm trying to say? That's a good feeling because it's how you represent your brand. I had people that say, oh, you shouldn't post this, you shouldn't do that. No, you shouldn't post that. You shouldn't do that. You can't tell nobody what they're going to do on their social media because that's their platform. That's how they grow. And I think sometimes I don't think I should post certain stuff, but I want people to feel like this is real. This is genuine. This ain't no text message that I'm texting myself or faking it or like, you know what I'm trying to say? Because you have people in the world that do that. This is genuine. This is real. You know what I'm trying to say? Somebody DM me like, oh, what if a celebrity? What do you mean with a celebrity? So let me tell you, when celebrities first heard a song back in the day, or they'll pull over, they'll scream, they'll call people like, yo, my song was on the radio. When Nicki Minaj, they woke Nicki Minaj about her sleep to allow her to know that she had a #1 song. She went crazy. So when good things happen to a person, I'm not gonna hide my emotions. No, I've never been like that. I want y'all to know, like, y'all can do this shit. Like, this is easy. And when somebody made a comment when, okay, Davies hopped in my DM and said, yo, I need them jackets. I'm like, I'm going to talk to you regular. I'm not about to be like, oh, okay. No, that's not me. That's right. You're not being yourself. So I'm like, okay, what's up? Like, you feel what I'm saying? I'm going to talk to you how I talk to anybody else because that's just me. And if you feel like I'm coming off rude, I mean, no harm. Some people just out to me and said, oh, so celebrities get certain customs. Yes, that's a celebrity. You know why? Because that celebrity is going to bring me revenue. Right. He's one of the bottom coats. You feel what I'm trying to say? He didn't come to me like they wanted to buy him because of a hot ass product. My trash bag coats that people drag me through the mud and say, yeah, I'm gonna post that. I didn't post that the 5 days later that he DM'd me to get the people going. It was an altercation. Big Sean was supposed to have. I sent Big Sean a jacket. Well, I sent Big Sean stylist a jacket because they wanted it for that video. Things kept messing up, you know. So that video never dropped, but that was supposed to happen. That was nothing that I'm like, oh, Big Sean gonna wear my. No. Like when Dream Doll hit me up, what's up with the red jacket? Oh, what's up? I'm gonna send it. I know who your stylist is. I'm gonna send him to him. You know what I'm saying? These people are genuinely. The #1 genuine person who I love is Tiana. She's very genuine, very humble. She couldn't make my event, but she sent her whole crew to my event. That's all I needed. You sent both of your sisters to my event and both of your best friends. And they came in like we text on a regular, FaceTime, just laughing. You feel what I'm trying to say? Because they genuine, they love what I do. Eric and Tay, one of the top hairstylists, you know, celebrity hairstylists. I remember me walking to it in his salon when I was selling Grommet shirts, and he was like, oh no, nobody in here want to buy, you know, them. So it's like, all right, that person turned me down. But when they saw it, he didn't know who I was behind the Banni Peru page. When they saw like, yo, like that's him, da-da-da-da. I said, yo, you can do me this favor. I give you this sweatsuit because I know you was about to buy it. Can you show Tiana my product and see what she say? That's her hairstylist. He showed it to her. She said, yo, that shit is fire. Can he make me a red? Got on the phone, my manufacturer, make that red jacket for her. You feel what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. She got it, then started getting requests. Just like you never know, like, and I had that connection with them. Like it's just wonderful. Me moving to Atlanta, working at Saks Fifth, I got connected to my friend Trina, who's my trainer. That's like my big sis. Her best friend is Bernice. That's how I got connected to Bernice. Mm-hmm. Jen got me connected to Fab. Jen is somebody, Fab manager, Big Fendi, hit me up. That's how Davies found it out. So these people are finding these styles. Brittany Teller, she saw it on her page. It keeps revolving. I keep meeting Avery Wilson. Reached out to me before I even first started, before I even jumped off. And I'm like, I had this mindset, why am I giving away coats? But then I started, you had the strategy at the network. Once you wore that jacket yesterday, I sold like 16 white jackets yesterday. And that's facts. I can pull it up and show you guys that it's nothing that yesterday's order, right here. I don't think they see it.
No, I and shit. There you go.
How can I? Okay, this was yesterday. These ones that went out. You feel what I'm trying to say? That shows facts. That shows that you really doing something. When what I was about to say? I was about to say something that was gonna hit it on the nose. Things not coming to me. But like I said, oh, everybody say, oh, you always give stuff to celebrities. No, not at all. Not Future. First Montana, I reached out to him last year, you know, when I was, you know, on my stages, and I never really talk about it. They read my, you know, read my message and paid it. Like, they ain't care, you know what I'm trying to say? They reached back out to me this year, and I told them no. They were like, what's the problem? That's French Montana. I said, I reached out to y'all last year, and y'all didn't read, y'all read my message and didn't reply. I find that rude. And with the Mike Jones back then, they didn't want you none of, and that's not me being cocky. It's just I got too much pride. I'd rather let a client buy this jacket versus just giving it to a celebrity who didn't care about me when I first started from scratch. They didn't feel to say, oh, not at this time or stuff like that. And they said, oh, we didn't get that. So me being Will, I screenshotted it. You know what I'm saying? I said, so this not you? And they say, oh, they was like, oh, we ain't know. And it took them like 15 minutes to reply back from me saying that. So when people say, oh, you give out stuff to celebrities, that's not true. It's a lot of celebrities that come at me and I tell them, oh, thank you for the support. Click the link in the bio. I hit them with that. And they be like, oh, okay. They don't buy it. I'd rather somebody that want to really support than just versus just saying, oh, I got a name in these streets you want to buy. No. Will Walker's almost $1 million company, and that's facts. And I got the paperwork to prove it. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not just giving out clothes. No. If I feel as though you're going to help me,
April yet.
if I feel as though you're going to help me with my brand, so be it. You feel what I'm saying? Like. But,
so we had another question. So, in your opinion, what's the best characteristics about fashion? Like the fashion industry as a whole, what's the best thing in your opinion?
You need to learn fabrics. Learn your fabrics, know what it is. So these people, when I went to London, they was asking me. I got interviewed by Vogue and Elle magazine. I was on my P's and Q's because I knew where they was coming at. Especially me being an African American male in this fashion industry. I know over in London they respect you more if you make your clothes by hand. But what I finessed them with, they do try to throw a dagger. And I said, let me say this. Do Gucci do they stuff by hand? No, they have manufacturers. Why? Because they plan big. They plan that they're going to sell. So if you come in here with one jacket and say, oh, I need 20 of them by Friday, I'm not killing my hands. And people know me personally know that I can get busy on the machine too. But why do that when I had the mindset into people, and I'm not doing wholesales. I remember it was a question saying, oh, I'm doing wholesales. No, I'm making these jackets. You need to know these fabrics. Me working in the designer store, that's the one thing. You need to know these fabrics. You need to know what you're talking about. You know you got cotton. You know it's between cotton and polyester. You feel what I'm trying to say? It's a lot of behind the scenes work that people don't know. When I'm getting this shit shipped, I have to go through paying Dell Express for taxes, and they want to know what type of fabrics, what type of cotton is this, and I mean, no cotton. Are you using cotton? Are you using down feathers for your jacket? It's deep like that. That's behind the scenes effect. Just know your quality of your brand, of your clothes, anything. Like if people want to pop up and ask you that question, people say, "What's the number?" It's New York. New York is the fashion capital. People don't understand why, but every main store is in New York.
What about so do you have a kids line coming out that you're working on? Because that was one of the questions someone else asked. Like, good job. I'm waiting on that kids line.
Kids is coming this fall. Kids is almost done. Like
okay.
Kids stuff being stocked in July, but it won't get released until October 28th. October 28th is the day that I'm releasing my store, so it's gonna be a big celebration. Only reason why I didn't get kids, and I'll show you. Oh, I got a jacket to show you an example.
Y'all here working. I'm gonna have to fly to Philly to go to the store. I appreciate your questions, and I appreciate everybody who tuned in to Talented Tuesdays. For those who tuned in, don't know what Talented Tuesdays is, every Tuesday on your Instagram live station at TGK_Foundation.
People want to know why I didn't do a jacket for a kid, because I'm not the Stony jacket. Of course, I did the jacket for my child because he's like, "Why I don't have one?" When you put this jacket on, right? This the top. This one of my top seller jackets. All the celebrities love this jacket. You feel what I'm saying? This don't have no support right here. The zips right here. So when you buy, my jacket's gonna be like at least 120, 130 for the kids. When you buy a jacket for your child, you want them to have the whole rundown. You don't want to have to buy a scarf or something like that extra to support that jacket. I want them to know a kid's line is different from an adult's line. Like, dress your child as a kid and make sure he swag at the same time. I don't want Dylan wearing no grown ass clothes. Excuse my language, no grown clothes. I want them, when you go in the Gap, you shop for kids in the Gap. When you go to Old Navy, you shop. When you go to Gucci, Gucci don't have the same type of adult clothes as kids. No, and if it is, the shit ain't real, because Gucci don't do nothing like that. They make it separate where you stand out. You don't want to, oh, I got a brown hoodie. Give me a brown hoodie. Another thing, to piggyback off the question you just asked me, you cannot try to please the people. That's where you got to get out of that mindset. Can you make me a yellow coat? Can you make me a red? Can you make me a brown coat to match with my brown New Balances? No, because once I make one brown coat, I got to make 100 brown coats. People don't understand the behind the scenes, what's going on. Like, when I hit my manufacturer, okay, one sample, that's if you get that sample, it's guaranteed that you have to get 50. You have to get 100. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I'm not doing that. I can't please the people. When you go into the Gap, you don't say, give me a blue coat to match my Jordans. No, you find what coat that can match your Jordans, because that's what they have for this season.
So what has been your biggest accomplishment thus far since you first started?
I would say London, but London was a highlight. My biggest accomplishment was selling out in 20 minutes. I posted 300 coats. People always ask me why I post stuff at 12 o'clock. Shit, if Jordan can do it, if Yeezy can do it, why can't Will Walker do it? Right. I want to see who's up. I want to see what type of feedback, or who really up trying to get these jackets. When I went to New York, I had a line of 17, 18 people standing in the line. When I do pop-up shops in Philly, I have lines outside, people waiting for the doors to open. That excites me to know that excites me as a black-owned business. That excites me that people are supporting you as if they were supporting another store, like they were standing in Ubik or Kicks USA to get a pair of sneakers. That they run that, they run, which I have pop shops at Sharkey, they run. It excites me when I have a pop-up shop in Philly, when people from DC, New York, Connecticut come all the way down to Philly to get a jacket, bro. That excites me. They can order online, but people want to meet me. People want to know the real me. People want to see me. People come to pop-up shop to ask me questions, to piggy my brain. You know what I'm trying to say? To know who I am. And I try to keep it 100 genuine. People always ask me, can you give me a manufacturer? No, I can lead you to a manufacturer, how to get a manufacturer, because it took me hell to find this manufacturer. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, yeah. Giving somebody, that's like giving me a social security card. You're not working for it. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, you want a manufacturer? Here you go. Because I know what type of time manufacturer's on. You want to pay for that sample, and then you want to get 100 in bulk. Then you're ready to get 100 in bulk, and you got money like that, you got an investor, go for it. Do your thing, because there's the money out here for everybody. I try to not knock everybody hustle, go for it, work for it. But if somebody just handing it to you, you didn't work for that. Somebody just gave it to you. It don't feel like, it's not genuinely yours. Like,
right. People don't appreciate handouts as much as they do when they gotta work for it anyway.
Bro, it'd be something nice, and I tell the people that's on here, I cry. Not because I'm mad, because I'm happy. You feel what I'm trying to say? Like, a year ago, I was finessing every situation. I'm trying to say, but I'm blessed. I have the dream car that I wanted. I don't care if that's the car that I wanted. I said I'm going to get that by 27. I got that at the age of 26. You feel what I'm trying to say? I said this whole apartment, from the sink to the bathroom to everything that I ever wanted in the apartment is here. I'm happy when I'm here. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, do what's going to make you happy. You don't want to work nowhere you be miserable. That's how I felt. I was angry at the world. I was being ignorant to people, like, because I wasn't happy with what I was doing. Then don't get me wrong, this is a full-time job. I made like 18 sales a day. I said, all right, I had someone handle my pay because I don't do that no more because that tires me out. I'm sending out emails as if I was in Saks Fifth Avenue with my iPad. Thank you for shopping with me this year. People like that. When you send out little emails and shit like that, they show them like, okay, this man really, yeah. I ordered 150 gift cards. Fashion show coming up, that's what I'm worrying about. You know what I'm trying to say? Something different. People ask me, why did I tell the surprise? I want people to know that this is that type of time. Anybody can have a fashion show. Anybody can have people walk. I have models that send videos from California. You know what I'm trying to say? London. They want to fly. I'm like, even though that's doing too much, it's like they want to come out here. I try to, if I don't pay my models, I make sure like I give them something from the spring collection, anything like that. Okay, this is yours. You can have it. Just so they can feel like they are special. You know what I'm trying to say? Like that's it. That's all. Like I try to, because at the end of the day, that's your career. Ain't nobody doing nothing for free. It was an altercation where a young lady, she got upset because I didn't tag her. You know, from pictures that she took at the New York Fashion Week show. I didn't even know that you came in with your camera. You came there with your camera by yourself. I didn't reach out to you. You didn't reach out to me through Instagram, and you took it upon yourself. So if I see a picture that was at my event, I'm going to post it. And I'm going to tag you, but it's like, I don't have, you don't do that. You can't, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I will tag you, but you can't threaten somebody to tag you if you just did it free willingly, if that's not your career. So just how this designer thing, just like when DJs hit me with these crazy prices, DJ got to pay bills too. So that's their career. You know what I'm trying to say?
So, where are you at right now in terms of, well, where do you see Banni Peru in terms of like expansion? Like, do you have a team that you're working on getting together to help you out with some of that leg work? Because I know you got a lot of stuff going on.
I have an assistant who does 110%, goes the extra mile. I have a brother, Curtis. He has a clothing line too. We support each other clothing line like it's both parts. You know what I'm trying to say? No, I don't really want to build a team because it's trust. Now that I'm having a store, I'm getting security. You know, my store, I'm hiring a security. Like, I'm going to treat this like if this was a department store because I see the numbers that's bringing in. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, and people always say, like, when I tell people, okay, I don't boast to say, oh, I made this much. You know what I'm trying to say? Just because it's like, no. Hold on, Quack. You add me on live so we can see the people go up. Somebody just text me like, oh, we can't get on your joint. So you add me instead of me adding you.
I think I added you.
No, I added you.
Oh, wait. So are they on my feed or are they your feed? I'm confused now.
They on your feed.
Uh-huh.
Somebody text me like hang up and had him add you.
Oh, all right. So that's what I thought I did. So all right, I'm gonna end it and then I'm gonna add you back. All right. So he left. I don't think I wanted him to leave. I just wanted him to I just wanted to kick him off so I can put it back on. But hey, again, I appreciate y'all for asking all your questions. The comments definitely appreciate it. I know a lot of y'all know Will, so I appreciate him for getting us on. For getting him on here and getting all y'all on the show. But you know, Will coming back. I just had to add it back so he can get people on here. Again, this is Talented Tuesdays. All right, that's better.
Yes.
All right. We did have some questions right before you left too. Do you have any more models that are needed for the spring show that's coming up?
No, my assistant, she sent everybody an email on Sunday. Unfortunately, it's only 7 girls and 7 guys because I'm dropping 14 pieces. So it was and everybody was talented. It was something that was like I was watching American Idol like 1, 2 because you feel what I'm trying to say. it was something that was just like they was just being silly, and it meant a lot though that they took out their time to send somebody. Maybe they was nervous. This is my reason of why I don't do casting in front of people. One, I don't want people calling out of work. Go make your money. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't want to keep flying back and forth where you can just do it, on your phone. Why are you taking out the time? That would piss me off if I didn't get picked and I took off. So you gotta respect people's feelings. I like to be very private. I went diverse. This go around. I want everybody to know that it's just not, it was a comment that's saying, I pick hood people. No, I pick people that I think that can bring something out of it, If you got a good father, if you can walk, you're going to get picked. That's like me. If I didn't get picked out of all these people that live in America that didn't get picked for London, some odd reason, Will Walker, they picked me, and I was just regular. I came in there like, what's up? Like, I'm hype. I ain't never been out the country. You feel what I'm trying to say? Like, this shit was amazing to me. And you know what? One thing that my models say, they told me out of all the designers, who was so real, like, you feel what I'm trying to say? Like,
you about to get kicked off in like 7 seconds, so.
Beats.